What's up, traders? Just wanted to give a quick update here on Euro ZAR because definitely the market has been showing us the strong push to the downside that we wanted to see. Now, what kind of situation did we have from a monthly perspective? Let's start from the monthly time frame. Now, clearly from the monthly, what we had was an overextended, and what we have still is an overextended W formation. And after an overextended W formation, what do you expect? You expect the market to make a nice retracement, okay? Specifically, after this huge impulse to the downside, what you definitely expect is the market to at least start a retracement to the downside. Now, if you want to measure this retracement to the downside, you're supposed to take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse. And what you can notice is that the market basically hasn't retraced yet to the 0.382. So this will be our first target to the downside. Now, going down on the weekly time frame, what kind of situation did we have? Now, on the weekly, again, we had another overextended W formation, and we wanted to see the market make a nice move to the downside. And clearly what we also had was a market that was starting to create a double top. Now, on the daily time frame, everything was extremely straightforward. This is something that will happen over and over again. You have first a strong push to the downside. These are the first orders that basically enter the market, big orders that enter the market. But with just one rejection, not enough orders are basically put in the market from an institutional level. So the market usually retraces back to the area, then starts to lose momentum, and you will clearly see this also in the 4 hours I will now show you, and then the market starts the real push to the downside usually. Now, from a 4-hour perspective, you can clearly see that basically what was happening is that the market was losing all of its momentum, then broke structure to the downside, and at that point basically it was simple for us with the students to basically enter the trade to the downside, as you know. Now, how you can be capitalizing on the next possible move here on Euro ZAR. Now, obviously, if from here, because here we have support, now we will be holding the trade at least unless we get basically completely opposite signals. Unless basically we will see basically an explosion to the upside, we will definitely be holding the trade, even if the market from here starts to show some retracement. But yes, from here we do have support. Now, if you want to be looking for a possible short position at the moment is not the time. Why? Because as you have seen from a 4-hour perspective, the market definitely is overextended to the downside. So if you want to be looking for an actual short from here, you first have to wait for this area to break. Now, an opportunity can be if the market will break this structure to the downside, this previous support will be turned resistance, and on the retest of the area, possibly we will be looking for another trade to the downside for a compound of our first trade with students if the market will satisfy again our rules for entry inside of this area. So this can be another entry situation for this pair if the market will basically break and go for a retest of the area. So basically I wanted to share it here with you guys if the market will actually do this. But from here we should start to see a retracement because on the 4 hours definitely the market seems overextended to the downside. From here we should see a retracement and then possible continuation to the downside for this nice swing trade. But this was definitely high risk to reward trade, so definitely worth taking. And yes, just wanted to share this possible new entry situation that might present itself. Obviously, after the break and the retest, we will be monitoring price action on the 4 hours, waiting for the market to provide to us another of our valid entries for possible continuation to the downside. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. And if you didn't see my first analysis here on Euro ZAR, make sure you follow me also on Instagram.